The reason I titled this video Community Diagnosed Autism is because I have quite literally been told by my entire family whenever I was announced to them that I went to a psychiatrist and got formally diagnosed with one of the mental illnesses that I'm genetically disposed to. They were shocked it wasn't autism. I've also seen a ton of research that the specific mental illnesses that I was diagnosed with is very common to misdiagnosed autistic women with. And I have a acquaintance who is and has been formally diagnosed with autism since they were 8 years old. And sometimes they describe their autistic experience and I relate to it. And random other students in my school have told me stuff about their partners who are autistic, and I'm like, oh haha, I do that, and they're like, yeah, it's autism, and I was like, what do you mean? So here's my, I guess, community diagnosed autism understanding of women in society. This is how I've observed other people act, and it's like super important to me. So first of all, these are also society rules I've made up for myself, if you can see. I believe from the ages of 18 to 21, a young woman is catcalled by literally, man, every single age you can think of above that. Actually, way above that. Usually 18 to 21-year-olds even attract 90-year-olds because they're considered the peak of beauty. So your beauty ends at 21, according to heterosexual straight men. I think from the ages 22 to 30, that's whenever you need to be more careful about who you date, because you are no longer considered sexually viable to this huge amount of men, and you should girl boss your way out of here. So girl boss, gatekeep, like being in a long-term relationship with anybody, and gaslight yourself into being a better person. I think that's how it works. From 30 to 45, I would say, this is whenever women are typically considered to be mothers, and it's shamed deeply if they don't have children, whether due to infertility or a personal choice, because having a child is a lot of work. You also might have like a really bad genetic condition that you don't want to pass down. That's fair too. Maybe you just didn't want to adopt. Maybe you like your peace. You like being alone. This is the age when everybody fucking judges you for not being in a relationship. These men no longer consider you sexually viable. These young women, the 18 to 21-year-olds, think you're an old hag. And these girls, the 22 to 30-year-olds, are trying not to be like you if you're not in a relationship, because they think you're miserable and you have no value outside of your relationship to other people. I don't really understand where men came up with this notion that we use makeup to trick them into being attracted to us, when I have quite literally gotten hit on whenever I look something like this. I was quite literally crying, sleep deprived, desperate, scared, at a Walgreens, purchasing a Plan B, and this random guy came up to me, and I had no makeup, and my hair was completely disheveled, and he still came up to me and was like, hey shawty, you you single? And I was on the phone with my boyfriend at the time. So clearly there's no issue in getting a man's attention even without makeup at this age, so far, from what I've observed. And I haven't even covered the geriatric, so that's 50 plus. 50 plus, you've lost all viability to these older men. The only ones who, like, actively want to, you know, coitus with you have morals. So, if you're single at this age, they think you're desperate. They think you're willing to settle down with anybody if it means you're no longer alone anymore. But I don't know. I think I even heard statistics about, like, people who take care of the dying people, and they were like, the people who die alone the most are men, because women will always have a sense of community. Whether it be their neighbors, their nieces, their nephews, their sisters, their friends. And I think that's really special. And obviously I'm emotional. I'm supposed to be like a content creator online. But, you know, going live whenever I'm in this emotional state. Like, I feel like crying right now for what? I'm unironically playing those, like, frequency beats right now to cleanse your mind, body, and aura. Because I have been non-stop doing meditation, and I've resorted to prayer. And very controversial, since I live in the Bible Belt. I can't bring myself to be religious anymore. Unfortunately, I lost that religion when I was 12. I mean, even whenever I was praying, I was like, this isn't real. I feel 12 again. Which is fucked up. But, yeah, basically, I think women are wonderful. And they deserve more kindness and love than they're getting right now. So, if you know a woman in your life, be nice to them. We suffer a lot. Not just because of, like, hormones or societal pressure for us to be a mother and a caretaker and a therapist and a builder. Just like, women are expected to be the answer to everything and ask for nothing in return. And it depresses me. I feel like I've been mega depressed since I found out the results of the election, to be honest. I haven't been sober since the election. This is the first 3 days I've been sober. Completely. California sober is what I was before. But if you know a woman, just be kind to her. Because from what I've understood off of my observations off the internet and social interaction, which granted hasn't been a ton, I'm 25. I haven't traveled much. She has to think about a lot more than you do on a daily basis if you're a man. It's just a very different burden to carry. I don't know. I also just was like, wouldn't it be funny if this was the start of me actually consistently pursuing my goals and getting out of this depressive rut, because I'm finally, like, trying to find the root of my anger. And a lot of the root of my anger is like society reasons. There's so much oppression and just not fairness, unfairness. I can't think of the right word right now. But I just know I love women. Women are nice. Women go through a lot. But they're also capable of being just as evil as men. And I respect that. But I think, on average, most women don't want to be as bad as like, the kindest man, you know? Which is fucked up to say, but honest to God, even the kindest guys I know will never be as kind as the meanest woman I know. But that's just my personal experience with life. And to be fair, I'm very biased. I don't make friends with men because they scare me. And also, as a child in middle school, anytime I tried to become just friends and I forgot that they were male, they tried to ask me out, and I was 12 and scared of dating because my parents told me not to date until I was 18. Then I dated when I was 17 anyway, because I was a rebel like that. By 1 year. No, I just had like a fleeting realization that my teenagehood was over and I wanted to do everything that a teenager does. I didn't, because I got really depressed in the process, but I sure was there. Okay. Maybe this fucking vibration finally worked. I feel like I'm finally not crying. Jesus. I'm tired. It's so boring to cry. So lame. But I do it. I'm not afraid to admit it. This is cringe. I'm trying to be nice to myself, but it's hard. Even this random, like, life YouTubers that are like, love yourself, this is how you do it, are like, yeah, it's gonna feel really cringe for a while. You gotta calm down. I think I just need to run. I'll just run the mental illness away. That's what I did last time, and I got super fit. But I also lost my entire ass, which I did not like because none of my jeans fit anymore. That was my formal diagnosis as a community. Other people have told me that I'm autistic. I don't want to identify with it though, because the only IRL person that I know that's famous that's autistic is fucking Christian. Did that mental illness make him the way that he is? Or was it the horrible influence and lack of good people around him? I don't know. I don't want to find out. I've been operating just fine, misdiagnosed or undiagnosed. Well, obviously could be better, but whatever. It's hard to try to actually be confident in yourself, because apparently it's like a muscle that needs to be trained and upkept. And you don't see the immediate results, which I'm 25 years old. I want the results now. I've also clearly gained weight over the winter break, which is ruining my confidence because this is all cheek meat that I didn't have like a month ago. And I feel bad. But I'm taking care of it, kind of. I'm not eating when I'm hungry, even though technically I'm not in the weight loss calories anymore. And that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for listening.